Today I will talk about the fact that some fish has the same smell as cucumber. The smell of cucumber comes from this chemical trans-2,6 non-adenol and is the reason why cucumber smells the way it does. And this chemical is also found in the Australian grayling, in the European smelt, in the surfer smelt, the stokel smelt, and the common smelt. So why is this smell in this fish the same as in cucumber? Well, all of these fish is in the same order, which could have something to do with it. And 3 of these fish is in the same family, and the 2 other are also in the same family. As you can see by this, the fish are very related to each other, which could be one of the reasons to why just this fish smell like cucumber or has this chemical that provides cucumber smell. But still, why? Even though they are related, why do they have this cucumber smell in the first place? Well, there are some theories about this, and I believe some are more relevant than others. The first one is sexual recognition. So, the theory is that they use this smell for sexual recognition, but 2 of these species, common smelt and stokel smelt, does not immediately reproduce, meaning if this trans to whatever the name was is because of sexual recognition, it's most likely not because sexual recognition if it's used for the same thing in each fish species. The other theory is that it's a byproduct of diet, but all of these fish are not present in very different parts of the world. As you can see, as I've written, the European smelt is present in Europe, the surfer smelt is on the west coast of North America, Australian grayling in Australia, and the 2 last ones in New Zealand, making it very unlikely that they have the same diet. And some of the fish are carnivores and the others are herbivores, which also mixes up their diets. One of the more likely scenarios, I think, or the most likely scenario, I believe, is species recognition. That is used, and that also used as an alarm substance, at a warning for other fish. This is because even though they are present in very different areas, which means they can be using the same substance for species recognition. If all of the fish lived in the same place, it will not be possible for them to use the same substance for species recognition, since they will recognize other species with it. There's also one of the reasons to why I think this is possible also is the smell is reported to be more present in damaged Australian grayling, meaning they send out more of this when they are hurt, meaning it also contributes to the theory of this being an alarm substance. And as I said, even though this is only 2, but you see the suitable habitat for the surf smelt and the suitable habitat for the European smelt is about the same. But even though they are the same, they have the same likely distribution, the actual distribution, as you can see on the top, is very different. It's on 2 different continents. And maybe this is because they have the same species recognition, so they could not live in the same place. So that's why I also believe it's a very likely scenario. This is all the areas where they're present from different maps. The surf and European smelt I already showed you. The Australian grayling is present in Australia, and the only thing that hurts this theory is that 2 of the species are in New Zealand. But as you can see in the maps, they have slightly the common smelt is much more common than the stokel smelt, but they could also live in different lakes or coastal areas. As you can see by this map, it doesn't. Just because they have some red dots at the same place, it doesn't mean they live in the exactly same place. Um, but as I said before on this map, that the reason why it could be an alarm substance because they are not they might not live in the same area, meaning they can't live in the same area because it used as species recognition basically. And another theory that could be possible is a predator repellent, because in these areas, in all areas, as you can see, this distribution of trout, the trout is everywhere in the same area as the as the species is present. You can see the west coast of North America, Europe, New Zealand, and Australia. And then you see on this map, it's very much similar, especially if the exact places are marked out by brown trout, the greenish. It's marked on New Zealand, on Australia, all over Europe. The only place that's lacking is the coast of North America, making this also a very viable theory. And that could expand the theory to maybe this cucumber smell is drought repellent. So for testing this, I believe you should put all these fish, different 5 fish, the Australian grayling, common smelt, European smelt, etc., in a aquarium, and see what happens if you have a high concentration of this species. Do they become stressed, become attracted to the smell, panic, begin shoaling, begin eating, begin mating, etc. Just observe what happens when the smell is dropped in the same aquarium. Another thing that also can be tested is see how the trout species, especially brown trout or even the rainbow trout from the North American west coast, can be used. If they also react in a way, if they're attracted to the smell, if they're repelled by the smell, etc. But the reality of this substance is that we don't really know anything about why they smell like this. And these are not the only species that smell like cucumber. There's also some families, such as the green ice family, that also smells like cucumber, and also the rainbow smelt. But these species has not been identified with this specific substance, but they do smell like cucumber, and there's a big chance that they also smell like have the same substance. But as I said, there's no real knowledge or theory about why it's just cucumber smell and why do they smell like this. But I believe the most likely theory is species recognition. So please subscribe to see more knowledge about fish. And these are the references. Most facts came from these 2 published articles, and the maps comes from these websites. Thank you very much.